top 5 natural disaster movies. Let's do it. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Antwood Movie Mania, and on the arrival of the new film Twisters coming out in a couple of weeks, I've decided to do my top 5 natural disaster films. So in this top 5 I'm going to rate from 5 to 1, being least likely to the best, but they're all good in its sense. So in at number 5 is Waterworld. Now this came out in 1995 and it stars Kevin Costner and Dennis Hooper, with Kevin Costner as a merman, a fish, because he has the gills and the webbed toes that he can, everything, because of the ice caps have melted, everything is underwater now except for boats and a few shanty houses. You have Kevin Costner, who is a merman who can like swim deep underwater to collect things from lost cities or things that have been lost underwater, obviously. But you also have the Dennis Hooper, who is the evil tyrant who wants to collect everything and make him the most powerful man on earth, practically. With all the jet skis and the speedboats, it is a really good film for what it was at the time. So that is why Waterworld is in at number 5. In at number 4, The Day After Tomorrow. Now this film is always on the telly, I can watch this whenever I want. It stars Dennis Quaid and Jake Gyllenhaal. I think I've said his name right. But this came out in the 2000s. And it's about all the different weathers coming together to make pretty much a new ice age. So you have tornadoes, earthquakes, volcanoes erupting, hailstone the size of snooker balls, everything like that. And you've got Dennis Quaid in one part of the country, and you've got Jake Gyllenhaal, who is his son, trapped in New York. So he has to travel all the way across country to get to him, because he made a promise, I'm not going to let you die, when pretty much the Statue of Liberty in all of New York is frozen over. So they are fighting for survival. And then Dennis Quaid has to make all his way right across. So it is a good adventure, but also a good natural disaster film, in the sense everything is trying to make a new ice age. So that is why The Day After Tomorrow is in at number 4. In at number 3 is The Perfect Storm. Now this is a film I really like because it's got Mark Wahlberg, George Clooney, and a lot of other actors that you thought might not have known back then, but they are mega stars now. But this film is all about a group of fishermen. This is based on a true story. They go out fishing because they're a group of fishermen, and they come back pretty much empty-handed. So George Clooney's like, right, I want to go make the biggest catch in history. Are you all with me? And they all agree. So they go to the, what's it called? The cabin. I can't think of the name. But they go to this place that's like pretty much off. Summit Cap, I can't remember the name. They go to this place where it's pretty much the Flemish Cap. That's the name, the Flemish Cap. Where they go to it and it's pretty much off the charts on the board, so no one really ever goes out there. But when they get there, it is full of 200-pound fish, and they pretty much fill up all the ship, the boat that they're in with. Pretty much they're going to make a score of a lifetime. But as they're doing that, all these storms are coming in together to make the biggest storm in history. So as they do that, they find that out through the radio, like on a fax, that all these storms are coming in. So they can either wait it out or they can try and go. But if they wait it out, all the fish are going to go to spoil, so they're going to miss out on it. Or they can go straight through and try and risk going through the storm. And they all agree. They all get greedy, and they all agree to go through the storm, but the waves are hitting like 100-foot waves, and in the end the waves get so high they try to turn around, and as they're getting to see the bright sun, thinking they're going to make it, and then the storm closes in on them, and pretty much the waves get too high that the boat topples over and they all drown to death because they got a bit greedy, and they could have just stayed there and let the storm settle and then done it again. So that's what happens when you get a bit greedy. But this is based on a true story. All the names are on like a big, wherever the town is, it's their big slab of all the names that are there. So that is why The Perfect Storm is in at number 3. In at number 2 is Dante's Peak. Now this is a film I really love because it's got Pierce Brosnan, who's my favourite James Bond. It's got Linda Hamilton from The Terminator. I mean, what more could you ask for in a volcano film? But you've got Pierce Brosnan, who is a volcano expert, and he get asked to go to Dante's Peak, which is probably one of the tamest volcanoes that the town's ever had. It only has a town of about 2,000 or 3,000 people, something stupid like that. They try to make it like the smallest town in America. But then, as things start to progress through the film, isn't it? Pierce Brosnan's name's Harry Dalton. He starts realising that the volcanoes are going to erupt, but because of all the politics and everything like that, no one will listen to him. They ignore all the signals, and even though he's right, he can't do anything to stop it, to cause a mass evacuation. So no one listens to him, and then finally everything happens. The volcano explodes, and then you see a full effect of what a volcano can do. It just absolutely wipes out the full town. Loads of people get killed in it, and you see what a volcano can do at full effect. So it's a really good film. So that is why Dante's Peak is in at number 2. But in at number 1 is my probably favourite natural disaster film ever. I can watch this anytime I want and never get bored of it. It is, of course, Twister. Now, with the new film Twisters coming out, I will be doing a review on that if I do get to see it at the pictures in time. But this film, Twister, starring Helen Hunt and the late great Bill Paxton, they are Twister chasers. He goes off to be a weatherman, and then he comes in to try and get a divorce from Helen Hunt. But as things progress, he gets brought back into the life of being a Twister chaser, tongue twister, a Twister chaser, and you just see him trying to chase all these Twisters, trying to read all the data, because they've got a new invention called Dorothy, where they try to get these little micro electrodes into the funnel of a Twister so that can record everything that's going on in the Twister, where they can reduce warning time for people to get out of town, get into safety under bunkers and everything like that. But when I first saw this film, I just thought, how cool would it be just to chase tornadoes? Luckily in the UK we don't get them, so I feel sorry for anyone who does get a tornado in the town, because it will just cause mass destruction. But whenever I watch this film, I just want to be in that team, which is a tornado chaser. It'd be so cool to do. It'd be such an amazing job. Even though it'd be like a life and death job, it would be an amazing job. But that is my number 1, is Twister. So I hope you all enjoyed my natural disaster top 5s. Please let me know, would you change any of them films about? Would The Day After Tomorrow be number 1? Would Twister be number 3? Let me know in the comments below what your top 5 would be out of these top 5. Or if you've got a top 5 that aren't even in these top 5s, I would love to know about them. But as always, I'm Anthony Movie Mania. I would love to hear your likes, your comments. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. See you later.